All right, we're going to start standing today, and this is our fourth installment of putting the March Madness exercises into our half-hour workouts. Again, loaded with some really challenging things. There may be a thing you want to skip here or there. Okay, but for now, we could all do this. Stand with your feet parallel, hip width apart. Come into a squat, turn sideways, with your hands on your thighs. Align yourself so that your weight stays over your heels. You can see my hips are like well back of my heels. And that lets me bend my knees a lot, but still keeping them about even with the toes. And then I'm hinged forward and supporting myself on the thighs. And then we cat stretch from here. When you exhale, tuck your tailbone under and flex your spine. Stay in the same depth of the squat and look down so you're looking at your thighs. While your spine's flexed, you're going to inhale, focusing on the back of the ribs expanding. When you exhale, stick out your tailbone, start to flatten the back, and we're going to go past where we started, which was neutral, and into a slight extension here. You're going to stay there, take a breath in, so my sit bones are really wide and lifted, and then as I exhale, I'm going to tuck the tail, and you'll feel the sit bones get more narrow as you curl under. You're going to pull those abs in, spread your shoulder blades apart, drop your head. Hold there on your breath in. Make sure your weight's still loaded down into your heels. Exhale, stick out your tailbone, start to lengthen the back. Open the chest, lift the chin. While you're here, take your inhale, let it expand your chest. Exhale, tuck your tail under, pull those abs in around your spine. Hold there for one more breath in, and then roll it back out, tail to head. Open your heart, lift your chin. Rise out of your squat for just a second, then we're going to reset it because I want to face you. All right, right back down. Generally neutral again. We're going to do a rotation, and I want you to drive it from your shoulders. You're going to drop one shoulder and then the other. Each time putting a little bounce into your legs, and that's so that you could bring your hips with you into that twist. As you keep doing this, get sassier with it, start to turn your head and look over your shoulder. And so that's going to increase the depth of the twist a little bit if you work for it. And let's do 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Take it back to center. I want you to roll up to come up. Tuck your tail. Curl up and stand to vertical. All right, hands behind your head. Oops, I let my feet get a little wide there. Let's take a side bend, side to side, just taking your upper body over on the inhale and then back up on the exhale. Inhale to side bend and exhale up. And really focus on that upper side stretching at the shoulder so you're thinking of the elbow lifting and going over. Now, as you continue to do that, push your hip out to the side a little bit. And that'll let you still stretch the shoulder, but kind of pulls more of the stretch down towards the outer hip. Do one more this way. All right, forget everything I just said about the hips. This time, as you side bend, put a little bend in your knees like a small plie, and then come back up. Once again, try to keep your weight over your heels. And be just a shallow knee bend, which we will, of course, make bigger. All right, so let's let the pelvis move with this a little bit. As you bend your knees, let your hips sway. So I'm not leaning anymore as much as hip hiking, and then back up, and then over. But it has that same effect. When I let the hips swing, it's going to increase the pull down in the outer hip. And then up. One more to each side like that. And lift, and over, and then up. Relax your arms back down. All right, from here, we're going to go into, itchy leg. We're going to go into itchy leg. We're going to sit down on the mat. Okay. We're going to go into some hip rolls supported on your arms. I'm going to have you begin with your hands turned out a little bit, little space in between your feet. In the sequencing to lift up, do start with a rolling action of the pelvis like you would in a hip roll. Press away from the floor with your arms, lifting your chest. Then as you exhale, curl the hips up. And you're going to stop when your hips are about even with your knees, so you look like a table, not counting your head. Stay there and breathe in, and then roll back down. In fact, with your head, just keep looking ahead of you at the wall the whole time. Exhale, curl up. So that moving your head, you do come into a flexed neck. Stay there, breathe in. You'll feel a stretch in the front of your shoulders. Roll back down. You're going to do one more time like that. Exhale as you curl your hips up. Try to push the weight into your heels. Inhale at the top. Roll back down. Okay. Now, we're going to keep your bridge. We're going to do kind of a modification on leg pull, which is an advanced exercise. I will put the full version of this in next week's workout, though, I promise. Okay, curl yourself up into bridge. Now, your first challenge is to just take the one leg into the air. So you're going to come up into a march, and then you're going to lower the leg down. We're just going to practice that. Other leg marches up and then lowers down. And keep alternating. Lift. Try to push those hips up to stay about as high as the knees. If that's painful to your back, forget I said it and go just a little lower like that. And lift. That's your last one. Roll back down. And just lean forward for a sec to take the weight off your wrists. Okay. Now the next time you go up, you're going to take your leg straight up into the air, and we're going to lift and lower it 3 times. It'll remind you of shoulder bridge, but I'm going to cue you to do it in a little bit of a turnout instead. All right, roll your hips up. Let's just form your bridge. Now, in the lift of the leg, just go ahead, tabletop and up to the ceiling. Once you get there, turn out your toes. Now you're going to flex your foot, lower your leg to even with the other thigh, point your toes, lift up. Twice more. Flex and drop, point and lift. One more time. Point and lift. Turn it back to parallel. Bend your knee. Lower your foot. We're going to bring it back down before you do the other side. Exhale, breath. Roll up. Now take the other leg, press away from the arms. We're going to go to tabletop and lift. Turn it. Now flex and drop it. Point and lift up. When you lower the leg, try to boost those hips up. Point and lift. One more time. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Turn it back in. Bend your knee. Roll it down. Drop your hips. You got one more to each side. Exhale. Roll up. Set your bridge. Breathe in. Lift the leg to tabletop and up. Turn it out. Now flex and drop. Point and lift. Straight line down. Point and lift. Push those hips up. Point and lift. Turn your leg in. Roll it back down. Drop your hips. You got one more set. Exhale. Roll up. Inhale. Leg to tabletop. Extend it. Twist it. Flex and drop it. Point and lift up. 2, 3. Bend your knee. Roll it down. And drop. All right. Come up into a tall kneel. I'll take care of your wrists here. Just do a few fist closed wrist rolls back and forth. All right, so we're going to be in a tall kneel. We're going to do the spine twist next. All right, now just a quick shake out of the shoulders. Okay, resetting those arms. You're going to take them out to the side and bring them forward just a little bit so you can see your fingers in your peripheral vision. 3 pulses to each side, bending your back elbow. Breathe in to prepare. As you exhale, rotate, draw it back for 3, and 2, and 1. Big inhale back to center. Other side. So when I do the next round, I'm going to turn sideways so you to see a different angle of this. When you're driving the elbow back, you want to look over the shoulder, but a little higher than it, back to center, and you'll naturally feel the shoulder blade glide into the spine with every twist. Back to center. Exhale and rotate. Bring it out. 2. Further for 3. Big inhale to center. And exhale to twist. And 2. And 3. Let's do one more to each side. Rotate. Get taller. Then 2. Taller than 3. Inhale to center. Last time for 3. And 2. And 1. Back to the middle. Shake it out. Okay. I hope that was enough of a wrist break because we're right back on your wrist. We're going into side kick kneeling. So last week in the workout, we had side kick, which you did laying on the floor. The swing of the leg will be the same patterning, but this is an advanced exercise. So the stabilization of the rest of your body will be tougher here. I'm going to line up my hand even with the knee, spreading my fingertips wide. And then the leg that I'm on, I want you to laterally rotate it a little bit so you can see my foot. That's going to give you a better base of support to balance. You're going to take your other hand here. If that hurts your shoulder, you could always put it at your hip. All right. We get the working leg up parallel and make sure that ankle is not floppy. We want to use that the whole outer line to hold that foot up. Okay, you're going to flex your foot, swing the leg forward in 2 pulses. That is going to be your inhale breath. On your exhale, point your toes, kick your leg back to a little extension in the hip. Inhale, flex the foot, reach out through the heel on those pulses, point your toes, kick back the leg. So now your support is coming from pushing away from the floor so we get that lower side of the abdominal wall lifting you, which you're going to create by pushing away from the ground with the knee and the arm. Inhale, kick, kick. Exhale, sweep it back. We're going to do that 3 more times. reach, reach, keep it lifted and pull. And 2 to press, press. Exhale back, one more time, kick, kick, and pull. All right, give that a little ta-ta-ta-ta. Let's take it over to the other side. All right, so I'm placing the hand down. Again, that same little bit of a twist with the leg, figuring out where to play with that weight, and then hand to there. All right, working leg up, foot flexed, kicking it forward. 2 pulses to the front. Point your toes, do 1 kick to the back. And again, inhale, inhale, exhale, pull back the leg. As you're kicking forward, try to reach the sit bone away from your head. That's going to reduce your range of motion, but in a way that actually gets you a better stretch. Because your knee is going forward, you want to pull that sit bone back, away. And yeah, you got that hamstring. 3 more times. Kick, kick. I always laugh because I'm totally so close to falling over when I start trying to touch myself to show you something. And pull back. 1 more time. Kick, kick. Sweep back the leg. All right, come on out of that. Shake out your wrist. I'm going to just use this quick pause in the action while you're shaking to take off a layer. I'll be right back. Okay. Next exercise we're going to do is the seal. You're going to sit down. Just quick preparation before we get into it. Let's do a variation on half roll back just to get you some mobilization of the pelvis and the low back. I want you to reach your arms forward at chest height. If you feel when you curl forward like your knees are too much in your chest, you can walk them out a little bit for this version. Curl forward over your legs. Okay, start with 3 regular rolls, just curling back, focusing on the low back staying flexed, and diving forward. Exhale, move from the pelvis, you kind of rock up the pubic bone, and when you go forward, you're on your sit bones. Roll back and dive forward. Now I'm going to add a march. I'm just going to bring one leg with me to challenge my balance more. So balance, I mean 2 things. Obviously, you have to root down that foot that stays behind a little harder, but make sure you're balanced in the movement of the pelvis, that you're still bringing the left and right side evenly. Let's do 4. Dive forward, and 3. Last 2, and 1 more time. Okay, sit up tall. Now, seal is similar to rolling like a ball. We're going to take a different engagement through the arms and the legs, though, to challenge your shoulder girdle differently. Make sure you have some room behind you on the mat, so you want to sit towards the front. That's going to be a long workout. All right, roll your hips back. So we want to begin already flexed in the lower spine, and then you're going to lift up your legs, but when you lift them, knees out, toes in, so your legs are like a diamond. You got 2 choices. Narrow shoulders, you're going to put your arm inside your thigh, wrap it around the outside of your leg, and then you're going to hold your feet together with that. Yes, I am serious. You will be pushing your legs in and your arms out in that story. Broader shoulders, you can go around the outside, kind of doing the same thing, but now you're going to go knees pushing out, arms pushing in. Dig it? Okay. Pick your position. Now, please increase your flexion. Drop your head, pull the abs in, get rounder, and make that leg arm energy a little bit. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, 3 times. Let's just rock back and forth. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, curl forward. So you have a new relationship to learn. It is, again, your arms and your legs pressing against each other that are making this movement possible when you're shifting directions to pick up your new momentum. Just do 1 more time. So you do have the in and out stability, but there's still like the feet into hands pushing. That gives you that like rocking on a swing. All right, now what makes it the seal is we add a clap to it. So this time when you roll back, try to clap once. When you roll up to the top while you're balancing, try to clap once. So I'm going to roll down, boink, roll up, boink. Try that 2 more times. Roll back, do 1 clap, roll up. If this feels silly and doesn't help your life, you could leave it out. But, maybe silly. Hold on. Try to do 2 claps at each end now. Silly might be just what you need. Clap, clap. Maybe I'm not silly enough in these workouts. Clap, clap. Roll back. 2 claps while you're shifting at the bottom. So now can you feel how you kind of push with your legs? You definitely notice it more after you start clapping, that you got to push down with your feet to rock you back up. Do that one more time. Roll back, clap, clap. Push down, roll up. Give me 3 at the bottom. Roll back, clap, clap, clap. I just feel silly saying clap, clap, clap over and over again. 1, 2, 3. Push. And 1, 2, 3. Get a little rounder. Rock back. Clap, clap, clap. Roll back up. Last time. Rock back. You just did so many bajillion of these in a row. I wonder if the half hour's over. Relax your feet back down. Okay. Ease yourself back down onto your back. Okay, I'm just going to grab 2 exercises from the ab series. We're going to do single leg stretch and obliques, and then I'll get you out of flexion, and we'll just balance out all that stuff you just did. Go right into hands behind your head. Rock into imprint. Lift your legs up one at a time to tabletop. Flex your upper back. I'm sorry, that's not right. Well, yeah, sort of. Flex your upper body off the mat, whatever. Okay, you're going to alternate, reaching out one leg at a time. Exhale when you send your leg out. Inhale as you start to switch, and exhale to reach away. Damn, I was on a roll till that. Okay, with your hands behind your head, it's going to feel harder to hold your upper body in this flex position. So when you're exhaling, keep reinforcing the ribs pull to the hips to keep you up. Get the strain out of your neck. All right, you're adding rotation to this. I want you to turn towards the bent knee. Same breath pattern. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Can you give yourself a little lift up as you twist? You've got 3, 3, and 2, 2, and 1. 1, back to center, drop it down. Hug yourself because you rock, and then release your feet. All right, we're flipping onto your tummy tum-tums. It's swimming next. All right, you have done preparations for this exercise in the warm-up of some of the other weeks if you've been doing this. So the goal of swimming is to lift opposite arm and leg. This version, you're going to start with your feet about as wide as your shoulders and your toes turned out, and same thing with your hands, about shoulder width, a little wider if you feel tense up there. Let's do one preparation variation, and then we'll go to the whole exercise. Push down into your arms a little bit and prop your upper body just an inch or 2 off the mat. The full exercise will be done in hover like this. When you exhale, try to lift your left leg and your right arm while keeping your shoulders and your pelvis square to the floor. Inhale to lower down. So it's a pretty restricted motion. Try it on the other side. Right leg, left arm. So maybe get a couple inches and lower back down. But you don't know because you're still looking at the floor. So you're guessing it's a couple inches and lower back down. One more slow like that. Exhale up. Inhale lower. Okay. In the full version, you're going to be holding the superhero pose where you're lifting all your limbs. And we're going to do a fast flutter back and forth at 100 pacing. Take an inhale to prepare. On your exhale, draw your abs in, float your arms and your legs off the mat, hang out in that hover. All right, now let's flutter. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, in 2, 3, 4, 5, and draw your navel to your spine. Reach longer out through those limbs and pull the navel back in. 2 more sets, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slide those shoulders out of your ears. Last 10. Make those legs longer to finish. Hold everything there. Release back down. All right, from here, sit back into shell stretch. All right, hips onto your heels, flex your upper spine, and just stay there and take a couple breaths. A nice big inhale, and hold here for an exhale, drawing your navel in just a little deeper. One more breath in, and then you can roll up to sitting. Let's stay sitting, sort of. All right, hip twist. I'm making funny faces at you because this is not a personal favorite exercise. We are going to lean back on your forearms for this one. So at least we're not on your wrists. Push away from the floor with your forearms so you get that same lift in your chest that you had earlier in the hip rolls. The hip twist, I want you to position one leg up in the air. You're going to take both of your legs to the side and then down like you're drawing a horseshoe, up to the other side and back to center. And so then side, back, across. So you're just going to keep going side to side like that. I say a horseshoe. It's really, you can complete the circle, but you're going each way. Do a couple with the other legs. Push up with your arms. Out to the side and away. In towards the center and up. Towards the center and away. Out to the side and up. Okay, we're going to try this in 2 more sets. Now, in the next set, we're going to do it with your knees bent. So visualize you're drawing those circles with a crayon attached to your kneecaps. Here we go. Prop up, tilt your pelvis back a little bit, lift your legs to tabletop. Okay, my gaze, just higher than the knees, around at the knees. Take a breath in before you start. When you exhale, shift your legs just a bit to the right. Lower the legs away from you so we draw that horseshoe shape. And then inhale around it up. Okay, ideal world, pelvis doesn't move. Let's go the other way. So my legs move over a little. When they drop away, it's like I'm holding an imprint to stay still and around and up. You could tell because I could barely talk. And again, over to the side, reaching away with that exhale. Keep tucking up the pubic bone. Inhale around and up, and exhale over and away. How about we all do this one more time? And then some of us may choose to stay with this for a few more reps, but I am gonna suffer through the other version so that those of you, let's put your feet down for a second, that can do this, can do the whole exercise. Hopefully it'll look, you can make it grander in size than I'm gonna show it, but make your pelvic stability your priority, sorry. All right, push away from the floor, tilt that pelvis back, go ahead, get those legs to tabletop. All right, so if you're going up to straight, ba-bam, bam. Inhale to prepare. On your exhale, what a horrible time for the mic to cut out. All right, exhale, shift your legs over. I hope you kept moving. Circle around, at least it was in the first set, and back up to the top. Exhale, legs shift, drop them away from your head. Take them around on the inhale, back up to center. And exhale over, lower them. Inhale up, push away from the floor. You got 1 more to each side. Shift, drop your legs down. Around and up. Last one. Shift over, lower the legs, around and up. Bend your knees. Sorry, just something deep inside of me dies every time I do that exercise. All right, the next exercise. I'm always such a positive force in your life, right? It's okay. Spread your fingertips apart. We're going to go into a plank in a couple phases, of course. All right, first phase, we're just going to come into a full plank. You're going to get some movement through your ankle that we're going to need in the harder version of this exercise. So I want you to step back into this plank so that you can come into it with support. Leave just a little bit of space in between your feet. And now you're going to shift your weight backwards and forwards, just like you're pushing yourself from your hands to your feet, hands to your feet. And so you could feel that rock at the ankle takes care of that, okay? All right, bring your knees in. Now, in a perfect world, your plank will be a straight line from your head down to your feet, but this exercise can accommodate a little bit of a pike of your hips. So if you work better like that, you can do that while you're first learning this. All right, now we've got to do something on a one leg. Let's push back up into the same plank. As you breathe in, lift one of your legs up to the height of your hip. Now, while you shift your weight back, you're going to point the toes in the air. Shift your weight forward, you're going to flex your foot, and then lower your leg back down. Let's pick up your other one. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, shift back and point your toes. Inhale, shift forward, flex your foot, lower your leg down. Go ahead and drop your knees. All right, so that's the rhythm. Let's do it again, just a single on each side so you can feel it. Wide fingertips, shift your weight back, forward, press away from the floor, find your plank. Inhale, leg to hip height, hips stay square to the floor. Shift back, point your toes. Shift forward, flex your foot, lower your leg back down. As you pick up your other leg, make sure your glutes are still pushing your hips down in plank. Shift back, point. Shift forward, flex, lower your leg, lower your knees. All right, next time you go up, I'm going to move it a little faster now that you know the motion. And we're going to try to do 2 on each side alternating before you come down. I'm going to just mute and cough. Okay. Here we go. Pressing up to your plank. Inhale, lift your leg to hip height. Shift back and point your toes. Shift forward and flex. Put your foot back down. Lift your other leg. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale up to hip height. Shift it back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Shift back point. Forward flex. Lower. Drop knees. Just come off your rest for a sec. All right, guess what? One more. 3 in a row. Here we go. I'm not worried about you doing it. I'm worried about me talking. Again, I'm being very selfish today. Sorry. All right, here we go. Up into your plank. And we begin. Inhale. One leg to hip height. Shift back point. Shift forward flex. Lower your leg. Inhale up. Exhale it back. Keep those hips low forward. Drop your leg. Inhale to lift. Shift back point. Shift forward flex. Lower it down. Inhale up. Shift back point. Forward flex. You got one more round. Inhale, lift. Shift it back. Shoot it forward. Lower down. Inhale up. Point reach back. Flex forward. Drop down. Drop knees. Go to a shell stretch. Do, 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 do. Okay. We're going to do a spine stretch forward next. And I'm going to say little space between your legs, slight bend in the knees or legs straight, but try to get right on the sit bones to get the most out of this movement. When you start, I want you to visualize that first inhale is like tractioning yourself up. So if you push down into your sit bones, you can make this great opposing energy lifting the crown of your head to the ceiling. Then when you exhale, as you're rolling down, imagine lifting up, then falling forward with each bone. So we're keeping the space between the vertebra as you deepen your flexion down. Now stay there and take a breath in. When you exhale, roll back up and feel the sit bones the whole time. You want your body growing out of the pelvis to find that same vertical. Inhale, get a little taller. Exhale, drop your chin, flex forward. Breathe in, let the air expand the back of your body. Exhale, roll back up. And just one more time, breath in at the top. Exhale, drop your chin, flex forward. Inhale to stay, and then roll back up again. Okay, we're going to go into the side bend. I'm going to give this to you in 2 layers. Also, just so we've got 2 difficulty levels to work with. We're all going to start with a knee down variation. So you're going to have both of your legs turned out like you're in a clamshell, but with your top foot tucked into the ankle fold of your other leg. Line your hand up even with your knees, and let's begin. When you breathe in, drop the shoulder you're balancing on. So you start to side bend from that fulcrum. You're going to lift your hips up and press down into that knee as you push up into side bend. And then we're just going to come down with control. All right, so alternating from here, there's this big upward rotation in the shoulder blade and in the shoulder to lift that arm, and then all the way back down. One more time. As you're lifting your hips, they're going to come forward and up and lower back down. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, the starting position is the same, but you might need to just walk out your feet just to make a little more space. Now, move your hand back so it's in line with your feet. And now I'm going to lift my knee up and make a straight leg side bend. So this time as you inhale, same start, dropping that shoulder. I'm going to lift the hips and bring the legs together, keeping them crossed. And then bring it back down, let the knees turn out. And again, we're going to go up and over and all the way down. And let's do that 2 more times. Make sure the head's falling towards that bottom arm and that shoulder stays heavy, resisting the shrug. One more time. Up and over. And then back down. All right, let's swing the legs the other way. This is like majorly wristy day, eh? All right, knee down version. Hand even with the knee. Pivoting first from here. So I'm going to drop the shoulder, start that rotation there. Lift your hips, side bend. Inhale to come back down. And again, exhale, up and over. Inhale to drop. One more time this way, shifting the ribs, try to press right up through there, and lower back down. All right, my pants are falling off. Again, all right, we're gonna slide your feet away just a little bit more. Bring your hand back towards your feet. All right, Trying that straight leg version now. Drop your working shoulder. Lift your hips, side bend. Inhale, turn out the knees and land it back down. And again, up and over. Press away from the floor with the arm and the legs and lower back down, turning those knees out. Twice more. Breathe in, sending that breath into the top side of the ribs. And exhale. Down, last one. Inhale, up and over. And exhale down. Okay, so this would be a great exit moment for this workout. There's one more thing to do. It's an advanced exercise. It's kooky pants. So you can just watch if you want to take some deep breaths and cool down. It's up to you. Okay, this is called the Boomerang. I'm going to start this exercise with my legs crossed, sitting on my sit bones, with my upper body flexed forward. The movement begins with a nice big roll over. So I need to make sure I have that space. All right. At least watch the first one if you're going to do it with me, unless you're like a teacher. All right. So as you roll over, you're going to bring your legs with you. You're going to get to the rollover position. You're going to crisscross your legs in the other direction. From here, I'm going to roll up into a teaser, keeping the legs up, reaching my arms forward. Then I'm going to circle the arms behind me and increase my flexion. At the same time, I'm going to curl forward, taking my legs down to the mat. And then I'm going to circle my arms back to where we started. I did hit the wall. I'm going to go forward a little bit more. Okay, oopsie. All right, so get in this scoop. Like spine stretch forward, I've got the abs drawn in, everything else is flexing. So you're going to give just a tiny push away from the floor just to get that leverage going. So I'm going to flip over, take it to the shoulder blades. Then crisscross the legs. You're going to roll up. You got to get that lift of your chest, find your teaser, reach through your arms. Now circle the arms behind you. You're going to feel that moment. You have to flex so the arms can finish the move. You dive forward. And then circle your arms to the front. Let's do it again. Legs go up. You're going to roll over. Reverse it. Now curl forward and lift the chest. Look up at your toes. Exhale, circle the arms to the back. Increase your flexion. Round towards your legs. And circle the arms down. I think I only got one more in me. All right, we're going to roll up. Bring the legs. Crisscross. Inhale, curl back up, lift the chest, hang out. Now circle the arms around, slide those ribs down. Take your time diving. Arms to the front, sit up, high five. Why don't we high five at the end of more workouts? We should. All right, killed it today. See you guys later.